YouTube, what's going on? We're back with more of the First Descendant. We got Bunny out in the Void Abyss taking care of the Grim Reaper. I've got a pretty solid build here for you guys, so it's not going to net you the fastest clear times, but what this build does is keep you alive. So consistent 0 death runs for farming the Grim Reaper, trying to get to the vouchers. I really like this build. Are there gains to be had? Absolutely. But again, this is the build that I have that I'm slapping on for just consistent, again, 0 death runs for farming the Grim Reaper to snatch up those vouchers. So if you guys appreciate this video, you guys find it helpful, as always, please feel free to turn on those notifications, sub to the channel, drop a like. Alright, this is my bunny build that I use to take out the Grim Reaper. This build, again, isn't going to net you, like, crazy clear times. We are working our way to, those, sub, 1 minute clear times, but this is consistent 0 death runs. For just farming the the vouchers from the Grim Reaper. So this is the build I just like to use when I'm just chilling, vibing, not trying to push the pace, but just trying to grind for those vouchers. This is the build that I'm currently using to do that, and obviously we'll showcase the build on back-to-back Grim Reaper runs with 0 deaths. So again, they're sub 2 minute runs. Consistently don't have to rage quit because you're dying or waiting for certain things. So I like this build for my farming, so I just wanted share it with you guys, and hopefully hopefully it helps. So to start it off, I like to use the tingling mixture reactor. This is the fusion reactor. I personally think the additional skill attack on Colossus and skill critical hit damage is the best roll that you can get with it. I mean, skill critical hit rate is another option, but I mean, it's all about putting on the damage and the, reducing cost to keep your electricity, at full bar while hitting them with the Kamehameha wave. I like to run it with a 2-piece supernova set for the electrical skill power modifier. You can swap out the defense on the rolls with the cores to toxic resistance if you want. I have one that rolls with toxic resistance on the processor already. If you find you need the toxic resistance, other than that, I like to run them with max HP and defense. And again, you're just looking for any type of defense. MP recovery is nice. Max MP, again, not really 100% needed in this build, but anything you can get yourself some additional MP or resistance HP is always nice. It's a very cushy build, so I do, like I said, you're not going to have any issues surviving once you get the rhythm down of the boss. So that's my external component set that I'm currently running with this. Went over my reactor. When it comes to the Arche Tuning path, this is a crit build, so again we're running fully spec'd into the critical hit rates and critical hit damage. Got a little bit of skill cost down here, and of course we're running with the additional skill attack on Colossus. Got the capstone enhanced skill power, and then we ran up here for the electric chain catalyst, which reduces electric resistance and increases electric skill power at the same time. So I really like this module. I believe there's other ones, and this is the one that I'm running for my mutant cell. By all means, if you've got one that's better, use that. And then obviously we just want to get as many of these skill power mods as possibly can to finish it all off. But the most important thing is running it through the critical hit rate. I'll just leave that up for a second. When it comes to the inversion reinforcement, I like to run this with, again, a little bit of survivability with the emergency antibodies. You hit the enemy, get a little bit of attribute resistance, helps with toxic damage that this guy lays out, which is, nuts. We run this with the recovery module. Again, we don't really need too much MP recovery because we're just keeping our 4 skill up the whole time to deal consistent damage to the Grim Reaper. So having the HP replen, every 30 seconds, at a a set chance for each one of the one step below is really nice. Again, to help with survivability and just staying alive when the chips are down. And again, skill cost is everything. We want to reduce our skill cost so that we can keep our 4th ability up the whole time. So I run this with the focus boost. When it comes to the fellow, again, you'd think you'd run the mana fellow, but that's just not the case. Again, it is synergizes well again with the inversion reinforcement node. So every 30 seconds, our fellow is automatically healing us as well. So every 30 seconds, we're getting a lot of just auto heal, kind of like heal regen on our character. Very nice for the survivability, especially when we're dealing with the toxic level colossi. When it comes to my Descendant modules, again, we're focused heavily on crit, and we are using the electric charge so that when we do the double jump, we're able to sustain charges within the battery that unleash more damage. The more stacks we can generate from it. So very, very powerful, very, very nice, especially with this enemy, because we're kind of just chasing them around or jumping over the those poison rings, which are super annoying. So this seems to work really, really nice with the build. The trigger module that we use is the Wave Eruption. When using a mission type skill, grants Wave Eruption to self and deals additional damage proportional number of stats to the target hit by the skill. So again, synergizes nice with the electric charge, as well as being able to generate some, reduce the damage reduction on the enemy, and increase our damage output as we're generating the stack. So Wave Eruption is very nice with this build. It is a skill, I'm pretty sure I said it was a skill critical hit build. These are the standard ones. You want your grapple just to be able to generate the additional module capacities. The the trifecta of the skill critical hit damage. We've got our skill concentration, skill insight, frontlines, and emergency measures. And again, we're trying to get into the skill cost. So those four are standard. We've got our strong mentality, and we're running this with maximize conservation. Again, the skill cost, I cannot stress enough, is how you're able to keep the beam on him and deal the consistent damage needed to take him out. And we're just trying to min-max this as we continue to go forward. But again, this is the build that I like, that I'm consistently using for easy clear time. So get your your skill cost, your strong mentality, and your maximized conservation in. I like to proc this up with the spear and shield for a little bit more survivability with the skill power. And because we're not too worried on the skill cooldown, because our fourth ability, again, the maximum power is going to be up the whole time, just because our skill electricity cost is so low. So that's the crux of it. The skill cost is really low. We can keep this up the whole time. We get our electric charge up. When the electricity runs out, that's when the skill ends. So as long as our electricity is up and our skill cost is low, this is how we're keeping the beam on them the whole time. So you see me run around at the beginning at the speed of light, generate the electricity while moving, and then once the electricity bar is completely at full, you hit them with the 4, and then this stays up the whole time because your skill cost is really reduced that down. We maximize skill power because skill cooldown is not something we need to worry about, which is nice. So there's our two additional skill power ones that are running with some defense, and we're currently running this with the Final Wish. So the Final Wish is really what's holding this build together. As soon as you take this out, I haven't been able to find a module that's able to replace it to obviously gain back some of the skill power deduction that this comes with. But again, what this does is when attacking enemies with the 4 skill, which is what we're using, skill cost is minus 37%, the skill power minus 40 for 10 seconds. But because this is up the whole time, we're able to keep that skill cost down. And again, it's what's allowing us to take this boss out without too many problems or too much sweat involved, especially with this current build. So It's kind of hard taking that hit on the skill power, but again, as you see, we're still able to do this in sub 2-minute timing without any deaths. So there's gains to be had for sure. That's currently what I'm running. So now the the other crux of the module of the build, which is our Ancestor module. So what we want out of this, or the gains that I have, is I love the skill critical hit damage, and the fusion power is fantastic. I would love to have some skill critical hit rate, skill critical hit damage, and fusion all in gold, with some skill cost. As I told you, if we can get this somehow swapped out, and there is other options that we can use for it, that's kind of what our gains are. So a skill cost with, if we're running a 4 set, that would be the god roll: skill critical hit damage, skill critical hit rate, fusion with a skill cost. Take any one of those 3 in gold in rolls. This is the best module I could get for the rolls that I currently have, to net me the damage. So again, you guys probably have one or someone that's similar. That's strides or gains that can be had with the Ancestor module. Again, I'm just looking to build on what I have, but this is a nice cushy build that helps me get through this and helps me farm all those vouchers that I need. So hopefully I explained that a-okay for everybody. So again, you're trying to keep your maximum power up the whole time, so that's why skill cost is huge, and you don't have to worry about the skill cooldown, which is why we're able to rock this maximized skill to really put the hurt on. When it comes to the weapon, it's really simple. I mean, you don't really need to worry about the the speeds or anything like that. Critical hits, it doesn't really matter. What matters most with the blue Beetle is its unique ability. When using a fusion skill, grants self unique ability, arcane energy, with a set chance. So the set chance is at 100%, because it's maximized on its unique ability level, maxed out. Lasts for 10 seconds, and your skill critical hit rate is at 115%. So that's why we run the blue Beetle, so that we're able to take advantage of the skill critical hit rate to really boost the damage. We're not firing the weapon, we're not using the weapon against the boss. If you really want to know what I'm running, I'll just show it to you with the cores and the rolls. But again, it's not really meant to be fired with Bunny. It's just meant for its unique ability, which is honestly pretty crazy. Love it. So that's the build there now. If we get some good gains, we're able to progress this build further. I might put another one out, but again, this is more just to help. Consistent clears if you're looking for the voucher, and again, the the showcase will be in there. Just watch the rings. It's all about the timing, keeping the beam on the enemy. This build is really nice. Again, I hope it helps. Enjoy.